These is lived experiences. Welcome back to the Swang Glow Podcast Show. Do Rock Creep. It's an absolute pleasure to be back here at this roundtable amongst my roundtable family. Salute to everybody that's able to catch the live, man. And salute to those of y'all that's able to catch it a little bit later. We can't forget about y'all because, hey, y'all count and matter too, man. Hey, I salute everybody that's able to make it. You feel me? Now, look, before I jump into what I'm going to jump into, let me take this opportunity now, man, to ask if you haven't already did it, to like, comment, share, and most definitely subscribe to the Swang Glow Podcast Show. Do Rock Creek, man. It won't cost you a dime. I promise you. You won't get charged nothing. All you do is help us get further into the algorithm, and that's always the goal. Each and every time we meet up here at this roundtable, it's always the goal to continue to level up. And as we level up, y'all go on this full journey with us. You won't be cheated out of nothing. When we meet up here at this roundtable, your voice, your opinion, and all that matter. That's why I always ask for engagement. Jump in the chat, man, and if you feel like you want to hit me with a question, you want to get to know me a little bit better, what my thoughts and perspectives are on this gang culture, the prison culture or whatever, in relation to that, or just natural life things, period. We come here and we sit at this round table and we try to figure it out together. Something that we may not understand, somebody else here at this round table won't understand it and can explain it out to us fully, to get us all on the same level. We all are here to build each other, elevate, pick each other up, not tear down and destroy. It's enough of that going on in the world. We see enough of that going on online. We're not here to attack no other man or woman, but we are here to stand up for righteousness, and we only gonna speak on righteous things. You feel me? That pertains to building our community, building our people. You feel me? Building those that come sit at this round table. This is the place where you can get away from everything else, and we come and we laugh about all this other crazy stuff that's going on that we see in the world or online. You feel me? Which is why I entertain the people on my Instagram and Facebook and TikTok with certain videos, because I understand what people are seeking. I've explained that. I'll continue to explain it because we all need to understand, right? That the attention grabbing things is what people are gonna. Unfortunately, we want to see the car wreck, right? We want to see the car wreck, which means that is a form of entertainment. So if you are looking to be entertained by certain things, then it's certain environments for that. You can definitely, most definitely find that all day on YouTube, man. When you bounce around these YouTube streets, hey, you get a barrage of all kind of crazy stuff going on, right? I see some of it while I'm hitting corners and be like, and I keep it going, I keep it moving. You feel me? And we stay in our lane, like I said, we here to remind people about the blessings of life, especially me being in the position that I am. Let me just look at these videos, look at the position that I'm in, and understand how blessed you are out there in the world. You got your freedom. You can come and go about as you please. Life is continuing the life for you as it should. And here it is. You have a person here that's actually in prison, that has been in prison all these years, right? And I'm often asked the question, like, what have you learned since being in there that you think that you can give to people in society, um, as a form of survival? Because you've been taught to help others survive while in prison through different trials and tribulations of things that you may go through or experience in there, right? And with the understanding of knowing that everybody don't come well seasoned with knowledge and understanding, you grow to that stage. And we all have grown from one thing to the next. It's elevation, so um when given the opportunity to give the appropriate knowledge back, you know, you want to be on point with every single thing that you are putting into the universe. You want to give these people a fair shake and chance at surviving and getting through what they got to get through to get, you know, out of that position in one piece and back to the people that, that love them and care for them. And I think the same approach has to be done in this YouTube universe. You know, Dudes just got to be willing to learn some of the things that they don't know and go through what they need to go through in order to get to the next level. No matter what that may be, whether you're doing music, whether you're doing comedy, whether you're doing podcast or whatever. Everything is a process. Love Chocolate, salute to you. Thank you for joining. I'm glad you made the live. Salute to you. These nuts. What up with it, homie? Salute. I'm glad you was able to make the live as well, my bro. Much love as always. Jackson Daryl said, "Creep, peace and blessings." Black man, salute to you. Peace and blessings to you as well, my bro. I love chocolate said, "Is Ironwood a 50-50 yard?" Um Ironwood is level 3. So the last time that I had checked, right, that one I'm not sure of, right? That one I'm not sure of. I can't say with certainty that they have a a general population level 3 yard that's good there. That I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to check into that. So I don't want to say that it's all bad and it's a yard there that's good and you got homies that's there. You know what I'm saying? So I'll check into that, man, and let you know. That I'm not sure of. But getting into what I wanted to get into, right? Because I was asked the question as far as um, the the unity thing go with Crips and Bloods on the level 4 yards, right? Like people want to know, like, with everything that people report on YouTube about what's going on in different communities with these young dudes and all these different beefs that's popping up, and popping off in all these different communities, right? With these different gangs. What is the unity like between the Crips and the Bloods on a level 4 general population yard? You know, do the Crips and Bloods stand united on a level 4 general population yard? My thing is this, right? Like I've always said, I, when I walk outside my cell and I encounter, whether it be a Crip or a Blood, right? It's almost one and the same in the greeting, in the reception of the greeting, back and forth. Um, there's no tenseness. Now, although it may be like that between me and people, right? Not all times it's going to be good times like that, meaning it's always going to be a discrepancy between the two different groups. You feel me? You got to understand that these are different tribes, okay? And these different tribes have different perspectives about different things, and their political views and approach to certain things may be different. You feel me? And with that being the case, it's gonna be discrepancies here and there. Everything don't always be, kumbaya. However, for the most part, um, it's been my experience, bro, that I remember just being in riots, and it's things that you never forget about a riot, right? But One being everything that you hear going on around you. Right? You hear, it seemed like you have like this aerial hearing where you hearing everything that's going on around you, even far off. You hearing everything, right? And I remember being in the midst of riots, and I just remember the one that I told y'all about that I was in, and when I was in High Desert State Prison. This is with the Nortes, the Northern Hispanics, right? They initiated a war with us. Now, that riot right there stemmed from a riot that took place right before that, right? In which I told y'all about that one, how the one guy, the older black dude, came out to the yard and took off on the Nortes and all that, right? Bam. Okay, so the second riot stemmed from that. So bam, when they take off on us or attempted to, right? They made sure that they would spread it all over the yard, and what they called themselves doing, like if it was one black like sitting in a certain area, they'd have 3 or 4 North Daniels right there. So once they get ready to take off, then 3 or 4 is finna attack that one black, right? They had dudes planted all over the yard like this though. So just so happened that day, I'm sitting out there on the yard by myself. I'm in the Crip area, sitting at the Crip benches, right? Now, the reason why it was so little amount of Crips out that day is because a situation had occurred where a dude did some PC type of shit, right? Knocked somebody out on the yard. The police came, and they tried to strip search all the Crips. So the strip search means you got to get butt naked on the yard in front of everybody, right? So we like, nah, we ain't never finna do that. Ain't nothing going on over here. Like, why y'all running over here trying to strip us butt naked, right? So they like, either you're gonna, well, we not doing it. So we all refused. So bam, they ended up they locked down all the Crips for that, you know. So fast forward, when this riot happened, which was probably like a day or two after that incident, I luckily had made it out. And I luckily had made it out. I had did some janky stuff, right? And made it out, right? So I make it out straight into getting rushed by the Nortes, right? So look, so bam, I remember sitting there. Now it was of the Crips out there, it was Bloods and it was Bay Areas. But those were spread out, like I said, where I'm sitting out there by myself. So bam, I remember when they called the inline over the loudspeaker. The inline is letting everybody know that is you can go inside the building, you know, go in the day room, get your shower or whatnot. That's when dudes is coming in and out off the yard, right? So I just remember hearing that over the loudspeaker, inline. As soon as they called that, bam, you see motherfuckers running in all kind of different directions, right? And I remember I'm sitting there and I got my shades on, my Lokes, right? Got these dark shades on. And I remember as I'm sitting there, I see like 5 Northern Hispanics running at me, right? Now, while all this is going on, my mind, I'm tripping, right? Because it's all happening at the same time, but it's happening all over the yard. So when I see them running towards me, my first thought, for whatever reason, was like, these fools is that anxious to get in the building because I'm sitting right in front of the building. So when I see them running, I turn around and I look behind me. The door to the building wasn't open yet, right? So I'm like, what the hell? So when I turn back around, they getting closer and they running straight at me, right? So that's when it clicked, like, oh, it's going down. So that's when I jump up. By the time I jump up, they on me, right? So bam, I'm just swinging. I'm tagging these fools right now. Now, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all, right? If they would have knew what they was doing, I could have lost my life in that. Because initially when it happened and they got up on me, I was by myself. And it was five of them, and all of them had knives. If they would have knew what they was doing, there was a lot of first termer dudes, little young dudes, right? But however, they was that was their mission. They was taking off on us, right? So bam, when they running up, all they swinging with their head down. So I'm just tagging and bang, 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 and all the objective is never to fall. So, so I just remember just doing a whole lot of swinging and making a whole lot of connecting, and just kept moving around. You know what I'm saying? And not letting none of them get behind me. And before I know it, here come three blacks right here. Bam, they squabbing. Then here come three more right here. They squabbing, right? So so when this is going down, now the first wave of dudes that came to help me, that was Big Smoke from Venice Showline. His I think his little brother Lil Smoke from Venice Showline, a couple of East Coasters, right? That was just so happened walking around the track, and I think Smoke was trying to, one of the dudes that was trying to get inside the building. So, but nobody was around me. Again, like I said, I was in that area by myself. So when it initially cracked off, it was five of them against me. So when it's going down, they ended up over there assisting me, right? And like I said, you hear everything, right? So I just remember, because the Bloods had a certain area where they kicked it at on that yard, right? And I just remember hearing them like, come on, blood, right? And they came and assisted and got cracking. When like this was, you know what I'm saying? Like this was bigger than you being a Crip or you being a Blood. This was some racial shit. You know what I'm saying? Blacks was being attacked, so all hands on deck. No matter what you are, I can't, in my right conscious mind, stand and watch um 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 anybody attack the Bloods, right? And I'm standing there. No, it's not gonna happen. So the unity thing would, like, that's like unsaid right there. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say like that's unsaid. But outside of that, there's always different little things that do arise. You know, some things lead to certain things, and then some is just killed. You know, we're gonna kill it. You know, we don't need it. You know what I'm saying? Wizard, what's up with you? I see you, Brody. Salute to you. I send my love to you as always. Much love to you and Australia as well, man. All my extended family out there in Australia. Salute, salute, salute. My boy Biff over at the Chaos Chronicles podcast. Shout out to him, man. Y'all make sure y'all go check bro out over there, man. He got fire content. You know, been through this prison stuff, same walk, same everything. You feel me? It's crazy how universal a lot of this stuff is all across the world. You know, when it comes to, you know, just not just prison, but just circumstances that lead you to situations like being in prison. You feel me? Thank me later said, what was this at? Oh, you talking about with the North Days? That was in High Desert State Prison. That was on the B yard before they ended up shutting that B yard down and turning it into a PC yard. That happened in that riot between us and them happened in 2008. High Desert State Prison on the B yard. Face the music. Shout out to my bro, man. Salute to you. Compton's finest. It's my Brody. He said, I got a cold war story like that from Kern Valley State Prison. Oh, I already know you do. Grove Daisy, what's up, Brody? Salute to you. Send all love and respect to you as well. Grooving. Hey, he say he late as hell. Hey man, hey, later is better than never showing up. You know what I'm saying? We show up how we can when we can, bro. It's all love. You know it. You already know. Pam says so. Blacks do stand together in there. Was Tory Lanez in the space you in? Yeah, man. Blacks stand together when it comes to anything outside of black. Absolutely. Is a trust and believe. That's why it's crazy how dudes will feed you half truths. You know, I remember just like the riot that I was just describing to y'all, right? How I was hearing the Bloods, they came and they got cracking. They got cracking. You feel me? It's stuff like that. It's stuff like I remember we had a big spread between the Crips and the Bloods, and you had dudes from everywhere. You had dudes from everywhere, bro, that attended that spread. You know, it was all love, all respect. Somebody ended up recording that and putting it online, so that is definitely online somewhere where I definitely attended that. Um, you had a number of brothers there from everywhere. You feel me? So stuff like that happens, you know, where you have some good dudes that understand that you know some things are just bigger. You know what I'm saying? It's bigger and better for us to have times like that. It's better to have more times like that than the negative times. The negative times are definitely gonna come. That just comes with the territory, you know. And again, it depends on the people that's around when one of those negative times come, and you know how far those situations go. It really depends. I you know have been around and is around like a lot of real dudes from everywhere. You feel me? Which keeps a lot of the BS down. You know what I'm saying? Jackson Darrell said, "Do Rock Creek. Any of my homeboys from Bounty Hunter in the yard with you?" I'm sure it is some bounty hunters here, right? Let me see. The last bounty hunters that was around me here. Let me think about that. Um, cause it was quite a lot of bounty hunters. It was look. It was a story that I wanted to tell. That where I was in a building full of bounty hunters. I bullshit you not. It had to be like 15 of your homies in there, right? This was when it was a guy by the name of Leave from Bounty Hunter. You had him. You had Bone from Bounty Hunters. Um, man, I used to do business with a whole bunch of them, bro. Whole bunch of them. But when the dude Leave got there, that's when everything just got turned all the way up as far as just like I done spent times, I swear, and I hate to make it sound the way that it's gonna sound, but times where it seemed like we wasn't in prison. Where you got all these gang banging dudes, right? But and there was no beef where everybody is just blowing, drinking. You know what I'm saying? You seeing reputable dudes from everywhere, just you know what I'm saying? Like just hanging, you know, and you hearing different little stories, you know. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. It's crazy to explain. But I know a whole bunch of bounty hunters, man. Whole bunch. Even when I was in SATF, you know, me and my young homie Do Dirt, when we was sellies, our pod was full of bounty hunters. And I told you about bro, he was from Bakersfield bounty hunter. Damn, I keep forgetting his name. But as soon as I got there, He the first one. He was like, "Hey, bro," he like, you just came from." He had knew I just came from high desert. You know, like being in high desert is like being out of space. You know, all just political. You know, so when I got there, you know, he was like, "Hey, he gave me some weed." You know, I know it ain't. I know it's been a while since you've been able to blow like this, and he like, "Man, here." Gave me like a ball of weed just here, on the lookout. You feel me? All them dudes that was there from Bounty Hunters was straight. All of them. My boy Slim. Thank me later. Say, damn, they done stole all the good yours, huh? Yeah, bro. They done shut down a lot of yards, bro. They done shut down a lot of them, bro. And you know, them dudes is making it more easier for them to do it by allowing the administration to convert them over into being PCs. You feel me? By going 50-50. And that's what they, believe it or not, that's what they're doing. They're allowing the administration to convert them over to PC. Anytime you got to sign something saying that your life will not be in jeopardy by programming on this yard, you're going PC. The PCs cannot, in turn, fill out a piece of paper and say, I want to leave PC and go to the general population. They can't do that. Once you got that label on you, you're there forever. Now, have they tried to slide some of them from those yards back to the general population? Absolutely, they have. And guess what? The end result is always the same, right? They're being taken. They're being rushed off their yard in a helicopter, right? With life support stuff all attached to their body, rushing them to the hospital to save their life because they didn't got stabbed up so bad so many times. And that's the honest to God's truth, right? So you can't come back. They don't do that, right? So these dudes signing their their life away to go and program, you're converted over to PC. That's why once they go over there and they mess up, dudes is telling them don't go back to a level 4 because this is what's going to happen to you now. You're labeled a PC. This is why dudes is telling dudes don't go back to a level 4 because you're done. Which is why it was crazy to me when dudes was actually entertaining the thought of encouraging these young dudes to sign their life away and be converted over to being and looked at and labeled a PC. I guess the dudes that was encouraging these young guys to do that wasn't thinking that far ahead of how they was, putting this target on these young men, not knowing no better, bro. So that's why I say no. I can't encourage any of mine to go, and this is the reason why. I don't want you to be labeled. They might be cool with you going. Some of them dudes that's out there on the streets with you, that is not gonna hit no level 4, but trust and believe, and you're gonna learn. Once you get over there, you're not gonna be able to come back to a level 4 yard. You're not gonna be able to function around your homeboys. You feel me? Not without getting attacked. You have a PC label on you now. There's no way that you would be able to come to a mainline yard after going there and be safe. You're gonna get effed off, and 9 times out of 10, it's gonna be your homeboys that's gonna have to do it. Period. Face the Music say, what about the annual Crip versus Blood basketball games in Calipat? Oh man, them was the coldest ones right there. For real, for real. Them basketball games, Them was some cold games. And Spread from Bounty Hunter. Remember Spread from Bounty Hunter face? Had game. Had game. I think his brother played in the NBA and all that. He had all the NBA players that come visit him when he was in the prison with us. I BS you not. Hey face, and I was telling them about Mookie basketball game from Texas. The kid, he say, I be watching old boy cartoon from Avalon. He be talking them politics or just for the essays and northerners. Is that true? What politics is that? I'm not sure what you're talking about on what bro said. Jake Brown, what's up? Salute to you, my bro. Glad you made the live, man. Much love and respect to you as always, man. It's big bro right there. Pam 2044 say so they have the inmate to sign the paperwork. Do they won't catch a lawsuit? Yeah, they do that so they won't catch a lawsuit. That's definitely at the forefront of anything the CDCR is going to do. They think about lawsuit, point blank, period. You know what I'm saying? Hold up. I'm still here, but yeah, they do that for the lawsuit. And also, if by chance somebody lose their life in the midst of, somebody getting cracking, they won't be responsible for that death. You know what I'm saying? There should be massive cameras around. It is cameras around everywhere. They got cameras everywhere in prison now. Everywhere. I promise you. The kids say that it don't apply to blacks, just essays and northerners. Well, um, uh, I don't know what bro said, right? So I can't speak to anything that he said or didn't say, right? But when it comes to certain politics, the essays got their own politics. So do the northerners. And their politics are completely different from each other's, which is why they be at odds with each other a lot. And then both of their politics is different from ours, and ours from theirs. Nobody has the same politics. You feel me? But when it comes to PCs, right, and rats and all that, right, that's a universal thing. They're no good. 50-50 yards, that's universal. They're no good. Groove Deezy say all bad. He said cartoon ain't been to prison in California in over 30 years. Hey, hey man, look, I'm pretty sure of this, right? I'm pretty sure that anybody that's that's in prison, right, such as myself, would probably have the most best knowledge about what goes on in prison, right? And I can date back to 1991 on up. Okay, so anything before that, I cannot, you know, I don't speak about anything before my time, right? But what a lot of these other guys have to do is understand this, that there's life after you, just like there's life after me, right? And there will be another guy just like me that care, that actually it has no problem with coming and telling the truth to y'all, and not coming to throw dudes under the bus, I made the mistake of doing this doing YouTube, right? Telling stories and mentioning dudes' names. and in a lot of those stories, I should have left those names out. Because when you do that type of stuff, people get offended by that shit. You know what I'm saying? Whether the person you speaking about be wrong or right, people still, there's attachments to these names, and you have to be mindful of that. And I learned from it. So if any regrets that I have is definitely that didn't not taking the appropriate approach to when I was telling stories, keeping certain people's names out of stuff. However, you live and you learn with truth. So when I give the testimonies that I give, about what prison is or has been, you know, through my experiences, I walk y'all through these visually, you know, give you the visual that you need so that you can understand like that's a shithole. Why would I ever want to trade this beautiful freedom for that? However, with that in mind, at the same time, still having the understanding, the sensibility of when somebody else is coming and telling you, like, oh no, uh, it's good to encourage these dudes to go to 50-50 yards, the exact places where the people are housed that we and elders before my time was sending dudes because we stood for something in our communities. When we said we loved our communities, we meant that, which means protecting our communities from child chomos, you know, these weak links that would drop out the game and then all of a sudden have an epiphany, oh, I hate that game now that I dropped out because it didn't turn in my favor in whatever way. You feel me? Instead of growing out of it and trying to figure out a way to make it better instead of tearing it down and tearing down the dudes and like, come on, bro, that ain't. We are all supposed to be responsible adults that comes from these communities, and whether you want to be attached to, the things that come with that or not, hey, like I've told y'all, I was forced to have to raise other people's children in prison, children that wasn't mine. But because I cared about my community, it was a must that I instill in them as much of the real stuff that I could. All the things, the qualities, the good substances of those experiences to help them get out safely in one piece and back to the people that love them, in which many of them have. Thankfully, thank God for that. They didn't come around me and get wrecked. They didn't come around me and get dumb either. You feel me? Pam 2044 said fear assessment. Face the Music said if you're gonna do some punk shit in the future, then please go. Thank Me Later said, with all due respect, Lo, you was wrong about Big Spade going S&Y. Um, well, I never said that he went S&Y, right? I when that whole situation came about with Spade, right? This is what was a trip, right? And that was probably one of the ones where I made the mistake of even mentioning his name in that situation. You feel me? That's something that I definitely learned from. And again, to shout out to the Dodge Cities. You know what I'm saying? There's never no disrespect to the Dodge Cities or none of that. You know what I'm saying? But definitely a learning experience from that, because y'all definitely let me know how y'all felt about this situation with Spade. You feel me? Now, I was just telling the story on a situation that took place that it unfortunately involved him, and the response to that was like I was lying and this and that, right? Okay, so and then it was other people jumping in the comments. You know what I'm saying this and that. So I felt like I had to go further to prove a point in which again I shouldn't have said bro name. You know what I'm saying? So that was my fuck up right there. You know what I'm saying? But um uh when the information came out, you know, about him supposedly going that route, that was something that I had never heard either, and up until that point of me talking to bro, and him wanting to, you know, come on and say what he had to say, you know, in regards to bro. You know what I'm saying? But I, you know, I didn't say that. You know what I'm saying? But again, you know, shout out to the Dodge Cities, man. It's all love, bro. You know, never no disrespect to y'all section, you know, or none of that. I know it's a gang of riders from Dodge City. Trust and believe. I know that. I know that. So it's never no intended disrespect to y'all, bro. You feel me? If I can go back in time and reverse that whole little situation, I would. You know, I would have definitely took a different approach to that. You know what I'm saying? Because this shit did happen all these years ago. You know what I'm saying? And you know that happened. That took place between me and bro. You know what I'm saying? And when I told the story, I should have just you know edited that part out. You know. But again, shout out to the Dodge Cities, man. Shout out to all y'all. Pam 2044 said, "I'm a tax-paying, law-abiding citizen. I will take PC to live another day and don't care about how people feel about that." Hey, to each his own. To each his own. If that's what you choose to do and you feel necessary, and but then again, um, are you gang related? If you're not gang related, then you saying that is just bonkers to me. Like, come on. If you are a non-affiliate, what they call uh, law-abiding citizen, right? I expect you to, you know what I'm saying? Oh, so you're not gang affiliated, yeah. So why do you feel the need to voice that? You feel me? I'm not casting any judgment on anybody that's not gang related. I speak from the perspective of a person that comes from that life, you know, and just unfortunately just so happened to be in prison, and you know I speak, you know, from the perspective of a person that's currently going through a lot of the things that a lot of people are curious about. You feel me? So when it comes to non-affiliates, you know, you know, come on, man. And it's good you're not in the game. Don't join one. Stay clean. You chose right. Two men from East 108 St. Clair. He says, "Shit, heartless felon, and I respect unity." Oh, I'm a heartless felon, and I respect unity. Cleveland, Ohio. Okay, for sure, for sure. Shout out to Cleveland, Ohio. Hey, man, we all can be heartless felons, right? But unity ain't nothing wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? During unified times, you know, with Crips and Bloods and all these different areas of guys from all walks of life, you know, put all that. I've seen it happen. Put all their differences to the side and hang out, and it's crazy. It's crazy to see, but I've seen it happen. I've been around some of the most gangsterous dudes from everywhere. For real, I've been around some cold dudes, bro, from everywhere, Crips and Bloods. Don't get it twisted, bro. I've run across some real ass blood dudes, bro. You feel me? I don't just highlight out just the keyways because I'm a Crip. Nah, come on, man. I know some real ones from everywhere, and non-affiliates that ain't even gang members and shit. Groove Daisy say, LOL, Heartless Felons, a gang in Cleveland. Oh, damn, is that right? I didn't know that. Shout out to them. Face the Music said different circumstances. Two men. He said we can't keep playing a sad violin forever. Face the Music said I'm a nerd Crip. So I live by different rules as well. Me too. I'm a nerd. You see I wear these. Well, really, I wear these because I wouldn't be able to read none of this stuff on the screen without these glasses. They got medicine in them. I promise you. But yeah, nerd. Yeah, I'm a nerd Crip too, bro. Wizard. Wizard say, who's playing the violin? Pam 2044 said, when I heard about a gang, I thought it was about family, but something is deadly. Oh, the DPing is deadly. Yeah. Groove Daisy say, LOL. Man, hey, bro, I didn't know, bro. I didn't know. I didn't know. Shout out to them, though. Shit. Two men say started in juvenile prison. Now it's in the streets and adult prison. Yeah, hey, the California Youth Authority. Hey, man, it shit. I remember going through juvenile hall as a young kid, bro. Going through LP and Central and Silmore, all that, right? Then going from that to camp. You feel me? I thought camp was prison, especially the one I was in. I was in the one way out in Malibu, Camp Gonzalez. That was the it. That was the last stop before you either hit YA or prison. Camp Gonzalez. And Camp Gonzalez had a big old wall, a big brick wall all the way around it, just like a prison, built up inside the mountains. Right? Had everything there. Everything. It had the dorm where we was at. It had a up the hill. It had a gym where we played basketball inside the gym. You know, I remember playing against the look. This how you know crazy it was. Where being in a spot like that, where I would be in the hole, right? I would be in the hole for fighting somebody, which something I did a lot in there, right? Fighting. And I go to the hole, bam. Later on, probably about 1 o'clock that night, the staff is gonna come get out all the dudes they know that be getting cracking, that be fighting all the time, right? They come get all of us out, take us to the gym, and we playing basketball against the staff, right? Why are we supposed to be doing time in the hole? We playing basketball against the staff, and then after like a couple of hours of playing basketball, then they'll take us to the kitchen, let us go raid the kitchen, and we up in there eating ice cream sandwiches at like 3 in the morning, bro. Up in there cooking stuff up in the kitchen. They got to sneak us back into our rooms at a certain time. All that, right? This was in Camp Gonzalez that was built like a prison. I BS you not. But with no joke. Face the Music say you got gangs within your own family. You do. Two men say just got out the county jail. I'm on house arrest. Just ran across this line. Oh damn, that's crazy. You just got out, fresh out, and here you is at the round table. We take them like that too, bro. Welcome to the round table. Welcome to the family, homie. You feel me? Hopefully you don't go back, bro. That's not the place to be, bro. This summer too. It's summer, bro. You supposed to be enjoying it, Brody. Not locked up. You feel me? Man, you got to be enjoying it, bro. For real, for real. Faith says some niggas in your own family will come together with some hoes in your family to go at you and your immediate family for some money. Oh man, I know exactly what you talking about. Yeah, that's real. That's real. Man. Hey, two man. Hey man, look, bro. Look. You out. You feel me? Hey, bro. Hopefully you ain't got to go back, man. You feel me? Man, we got to figure it out. We got to come with a better plan, bro. You feel me? Start applying for. I know the money might come slow. It might, you know what I'm saying. You probably. I remember when I got out of prison, how fast everything was going, and I felt like I'm seeing like some of my homies that done, they done elevated up. They done had like different cars and they got their living situation right, and they got things going for them, and I want the same thing, but I want these things quick. I want them overnight, and I start getting impatient, and that's when we start making them bad decisions, and you can't allow yourself to get impatient. I know times is crazy right now, bro, but this is the time where you got to humble yourself. You got to be at your most humble. You feel me? And allow a time period for you to sit and think things through correctly. You feel me? And not just be in a rush to try to get it, bro. Get a job. And if that job ain't, get another job. My girl worked 2 jobs. That still ain't enough, but she worked 2. You feel me? We got to do everything that we possibly can, other than the normal things that always been holding us down, keeping us in somebody's jailhouse and shit. You feel me? And then you got to worry about unity. Whether this person gonna ride for you because they are on this side of the rag, or you know what I'm saying, vice versa. Like, man, come on, live life. Hold on, y'all. Live life, though, man. Live life. Sitting aside these hot, stuffy ass cells. You feel me? Getting fed garbage. Not it. Not it, man. Hey, and we all welcome you, bro. We all welcome you, you know what I'm saying, wholeheartedly here at this round table. You know what I mean? Because we know ain't nobody perfect. Ain't none of us perfect. We all here for a reason. We done all been through some shit. All of us. Still going through some shit. All of us. You feel me? However, when you need that reminder that, when you think everything is not going as it should be, you feel me? Think a little bit further ahead in your thoughts about where I sit and the message that I try to get back to y'all, so you don't end up here. Once you end up here, everything stops. It's a wrap. Everything stops, bro. For real, for real. Jade up, salute, man. I'm glad you was able to make the live. I send mines to you right back in full blast. All love, all respect. The kids say, real talk. What do you think about Carmelo Anthony's family keeping that donation money and not getting him a good law firm to fight for him? Uh, I think if that's what they did, that's foul as I don't know what, right? But we don't never know the full truth about what is going. Anytime money is involved in some stuff, right, and a family is included, there's always some drama. It's always some BS, right? When it shouldn't be. Always, it never fails. I hate that. It's disgraceful as I don't know what, bro. I hate it, but I hope and pray that that's not the case. Again, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes between them and their family in that situation. However, when it comes to the young guy, Carmelo Anthony, man, I believe in my heart of hearts that he will be okay. I don't want people listening to all the hype about the Aryan brothers putting a hit out on him and all this and that, right? I don't want people jumping all onto that scenario because if you're believing that, then you're believing that the people of his race that's out there is weak and will actually allow that. Now, I do understand in some cases people will try to strike on you, for whatever reason. In some cases, however, this is a young dude. People catch cases every day, right? People go to prison for stuff like that and worse every day. So if all those other people that went before him that got way far worse cases than him ain't had hits put on them, I think bro would be alright. And just because his case is more highlighted out than others means nothing. You feel me? So let's not jump on the scenario of them putting a hit out on him and it's actually gonna happen. His life gonna be in jeopardy. Other blacks is gonna take advantage of him and this and that. I don't believe any of that to be true at all. Two men says, shit, I'm fighting cases right now. OG, life just smacked me dead in my face. I was moving fast, fucking with X pills, drinking liquor, got caught up. Damn. At least you keeping it real, bro. At least you keeping it real. You feel me? Damn. But look, man, look, I'm gonna tell you like this, right? We all gotta start somewhere. Again, nobody is perfect. We all got to start somewhere. If you know that substance abuse is your Achilles heel, then you have to be man enough to take yourself outside your body and be willing to scold yourself harsher than anybody else, than any other man or woman could ever do. That's the only way that it's going to click in your mind that you need to be a better representation of yourself. And in becoming that, you have to continue to put your best foot forward, taking yourself out of places, these hot spots that would trigger you to go back to doing these things, bro. We run back to the norm every time. I've been guilty of that. Running right back to the hood, getting out, going to prison, getting right back out, right back to the set. Right back. And that's not the set fault, that's my fault. You feel me? So I don't crucify the streets. I never crucify the streets. I crucify us because of our decision making. At the end of the day, our decision making is what gets us in a lot of tricky situations, man. Just keeping it real. You feel me? So, hey, bro, I wish nothing but the best for you. Like I said, you here. We will always encourage you to do better and be better, to be a better version of yourself. And I know it's gonna take some time. It ain't gonna happen overnight because you probably been doing the X pills and drinking and doing all the things that that's been holding you back for a while. So I know it takes time, as well as understanding and patience. You feel me? But hey, continue to work on yourself, Brody. For real, for real. Because prison is not the spot that you want to be in. You feel me? I've escaped time and time again, and then that rabbit's foot escaped me. It wasn't there for me no more. So when the luck turned and it went bad, it went bad. And now, 31 years later, here I am, an elder that's actually having a platform to be able to speak back to y'all and give y'all words of encouragement to be better men and women. You feel me? And not here tearing you down, destroying you because of your habit. You know what I'm saying? Or none of that. We not here for that. You feel me? But we definitely be here to help build our brothers and sisters, or young. It takes a village. Shit, I need help sometime. We all need it. We all gonna need it eventually. And that's just the honest to God's truth, man. That's just keeping it real. I mean, it really do take a village. As much as people, will act like they don't need help, but come on, man. We all gonna need help at some point. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Face the Music said, I wrote it in a rap when I was 20, fighting the L when I wrote in a song that I would be this age and free somehow. Yeah, you prophesied that. You prophesied that, bro. And we don't even be understanding like how powerful we are as spirits, where we can actually prophesize, you know, the outcome of certain things, in our life. Energy and that magnetism and all that stuff is real, bro. A lot of people really be scared to like embrace that side of them and want to indulge it more because it be too much for the mind to consume. For some, not all, for some. I embrace it. You feel me? But as far as the unity thing go, man, yeah, man, there's unity to a certain degree, although you have different political um, outlooks on things and approaches, So these guys would definitely always, stand on what they stand on, no matter what those political views are, or their approach to them. You feel me? But outside of that, yeah, I've experienced it. I've seen people from different hoods, different color rags. You feel me? Like come together, and you know, like embrace each other, like with no hatred. I see no hatred in dudes' eyes. You feel me? I've actually witnessed that in prison on a level 4 yard. Hey man, but yeah, bro. Hey, you wanna definitely try to place yourself in a different environment. If who you're around is like triggering you to want to indulge in the drug and the alcohol and all that stuff that leads you to doing these things that is getting you arrested and locked up, it might be time to switch that environment up, bro. For real, for real. I would suggest that if there's still time for you to do it, hopefully you beat those cases, you know. But definitely, it's time to start making some changes, bro. Oh, he said it's my own family alcoholism. Oh, damn. Oh, that's serious. That's serious. Alcoholism is serious. That's actually a disease. You feel me? And yeah, yeah, that's why I said, he said, I tried and tried. It's easy to say, hard to kick. Yeah, that's exactly why I said what I said, bro. That's exactly why I said what I said, because that's a disease, bro, and it's a lot that you have to do to get off of that. It's an actual disease. Like you have to your way of thinking, everything has to be rewired. and it's different programs that they send you to rewire your whole thought process when it comes to alcoholism. It's deep. So that I look at that situation with you as being serious, and you said like this is something that's passed down in your family too as well. Damn, that's deep, bro. Is there anybody that's in your family that you can go to that don't have that issue as far as alcoholism? That's crazy. Face the Music said, "I never hated no Bloods. I'm just from a Crip neighborhood. I always been around B's and P's." Yeah, man, I know a number of Bloods. Lived in the Blood hood. Know a whole bunch of them. Lived in a couple of Blood hoods. You feel me? Oh, he said not at the moment. Damn, man. Hey, you might need to check into a program then, bro. They got different programs out there. You know what I'm saying? That you can check into as far as alcoholism go, bro. You feel me? And I know they got the 12-step program out there as well. You know, but that's something like you gonna have to be willing to like really go deep within yourself, humble yourself, and be willing to, you know, to go through the actual program. You know, damn, I hate this for you, bro, because I know how hard it is. I've seen a number of people that suffer from alcoholism, bro. A number of people. If anybody know any programs out there, man, put it in the chat for bro, man. Um, you know, if y'all know anybody that can help him out there, you know, with substance abuse, you know, put it in the chat for bro, man. Because we want to see him get better. We want to see him do better, you know. We know it ain't gonna happen overnight, but we want to see him do better. There's treatments that medical will cover for drug and alcohol abuse. He said, "I need the support for real." You gonna definitely get it here. I promise you that. I promise you that. You gonna get it here, bro. Yeah. What state you in? Two man, what state? You? Oh, he in Cleveland, Ohio. He in Cleveland, Ohio. Anybody know any spots out there in Cleveland, Ohio, man? Any programs that bro can get in, man? Please put it in the chat. You feel me? And let's try to get him some help, man. Cause we want to see him around. We want to keep him around. You know, we ain't trying to see nobody get locked up. Going to jail is not the solution, and that's the cold thing about it. Bro got a alcoholism problem. You can't take somebody and throw them in jail for having a disease. Putting them in jail is not going to cure that disease. It's not going to help that. Putting them, continuing to put them in there, it's not going to help. They actually need these programs. You feel me? Jail ain't the solution to everything, man. We'll say join the round table family. Too, man. It doesn't get any more legit than Do Rock Creek. For real, for real. I'm gonna make him a moderator, man, cause These this right here is exactly what we about. You feel me? If we was about any BS, we wouldn't be having people on here like that, bro. That's that's actually dealing with real life issues, that's going through some shit right now, and that actually need help. That us, you feel me? We here. That's what we here for us to pick each other up. You feel me? Not tear down and destroy, but pick each other up, bro. You feel me? I've seen people suffer. We've seen you know alcohol and substance abuse everywhere, all around us. It's all too familiar. You feel me? And I think part of the solution to that, in building our soldiers back up to where they supposed to be at, is having the understanding, the patience to understand that we all take a fall somewhere, sometime. Whether it be substance abuse or whatever, or just making a bad decision. You feel me? But building the real ones back up, that's what we need to start doing more of. You feel me? And that's the importance of having this platform and being able to get these messages out to people that need it. You feel me? J Dub said, "You got my vote to put Wizard on as a moderator." For sure, for sure. But yeah, man, hey, we, yeah, as y'all can see, this we come here, we have fun. You feel me? We have fun. We enjoy each other's company, man. We enjoy each other's company. We laugh at all the other crazy shit that's going on out there, and we speak on such things as the Carmelo Anthony's situation that's going on. In my humble opinion, again, I'm not out there in that state, but I think that he's gonna be fine. I think he's gonna be fine, man. What y'all think? What do y'all believe? Go ahead and light the chat up. I'm finna light me something up real quick. I ain't going nowhere. See y'all in the chat though. Wizard J Dub. J Dub is my bro. Who's a Southside Hispanic, by the way, proud Brown member. My brethren. For real, for real. Y'all jump in the chat and get cracking though, man. What's going on for tonight? I'm gonna get off the live. I'm still here, just sparking something up real quick. Y'all know I don't do no smoking on the lives no more. My little nephew and them be watching this sometime, man. Shout out to my mom. Shout out to my little sister. Shout out to my girl, Miss Golden. Shout out to all the real ones that's holding it down. That's, still standing on principle. It's always principles, man. We stand on them, always. You feel me? Ain't no days off when it come to that. Despite what others would have you believe, dudes is crazy. Got to stand for something or fall for anything. All the ones I know is tired of falling for anything, tired of falling, period. You feel me? They hate when the real ones start standing up, though. That's when you start seeing them trying to cheat in the game, man. Cheat, cheat, cheat. But we're going to continue to do what's right, stand on what's right, point blank, period. No ifs, ands, or buts about it, man. Wizard said, cool man, dude, creep has been locked up as long as you've been alive. That's real. That is so real. Two man, he said, I know gangster. I heard him say over 30 years. Yeah, man. Hey, that's nothing to be proud of. So don't get it twisted, right? That's years that I would never be able to get back. That's years of dead time, dead space in my life that's gone, right? I'll never be able to get those years back. So that's nothing to be proud about. And again, I have to keep reiterating that prison is not a badge of honor, right? So anybody that's trying to make it seem like you have to go there to be somebody, or you know what I'm saying, any of that, like, they, hey, stop listening to them, unsubscribe, leave them alone. You know what I'm saying? Because that's, not the truth. It's not a badge of honor being in prison. J Dub say you're gonna be out soon. G Watch for sure. J Dub for sure, bro. For sure. For sure. For sure. You feel me? Hey, man. I'm preparing mentally, spiritually, physically, of course. But I'm preparing, bro, because the mission continues, and it just gets greater once I'm on that side of the camera and I'm able to live to my full potential as a podcaster, right? It does nothing but get greater. You feel me? Like, I believe it's great now. And it's great because once 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 I jumped on YouTube and I found my lane in doing what I started doing, and I learned from brothers like 16 to Life and Damian Porter, right? These guys are real stand-up guys, bro, right? In my eyes, as far as me doing them, me actually being on a prison yard with these guys, and them um, going through what they had to go through in prison, got out, and was able to pick up the pieces to their life and turn it into something, right? And actually be stand-up men doing it, right? That's what I love to highlight out. That's what the experience that I want to have. You feel me? And that I'm gonna have. So I most definitely will always give them props on doing exactly what they doing, the great things that they are doing. These dudes are shining the best light up on their community that I can look up on YouTube and see right now, just from the great work that they are contributing. You feel me? Straight up. And once I was able to find the lane that I needed to be in, that I should have been in, then I just worked. Put your head down and you work hard. You work, you work, you work, you work, you work, bro. Period. I don't get besides myself. I don't get big headed about anything. I'm humble, respectful, you know. Um, don't have a problem with allowing the world to know exactly who I am, what I stand for, what I stand on, which is all grown men things. Point blank, period. I'm a grown man. I come to here to this round table, present myself exactly that, with no extras, not on here all extra pumped up and trying to be super crip, super tough, or any of that stuff, right? Well, why? Right? I've lived a life full of that. A life full of it. I want to function amongst normal society, functioning people, the people that have problems. I want friends that actually going through some real shit, that have real issues, that's going through shit. You feel me? Everything can't be all hunkadory and perfect. That ain't life. Life is we go through shit. We also come up out of those things too. You feel me? That's the things that I want to highlight out because I know what life is. Life is life and it's gonna continue to life. Period. Uh Two men said shit, I got F3 charges I'm fighting these folks right now. No witnesses but a statement and state picked up the case. J Dub said keep your mouth shut. Yeah. I don't know, but easily, I'm cleaning out my system from weed and liquor as we speak. Don't tell the cops shit and don't talk about your case with anyone. Yeah, hey, like J Dub said, don't tell the cops shit and don't talk about your case with anyone, bro. Don't talk about your case with nobody, bro. I told y'all the story on what I went through. Jake Brown say, when you get out, I have some new hats for you. For sure, Jake. You know I love hats, man. Hats is a real big thing in my family with me and my brothers and one of my favorite uncles who passed away, man. Like hats is a big thing with us. We love hats. So I take all hats. It's hella K2 in my prison system. Yeah, you gotta stay away from that K2, bro. J Dub say creep, I got a machine to press shirts. Oh, you do? J Dub say he got one of those machines to press shirts, man. Hey, yeah, man. Oh yeah. We need your services. We need your services, man. I got to find somebody to make me a loked out dinosaur, right? And this is for all the G's, all the OGs. I want a cool dinosaur, fly one. You feel me? And I want the dinosaur to be dressed and he can be dressed in all different colors. That whatever color that match your desire, it'll be there. But a swagged out dinosaur is representatives of us that has made it to the ages that we've made it to. With these gray hairs and all, right? Just showing love to homies that didn't make it out they teens and out their 20s. You feel me? Just embracing that turn of being an old head. Oh damn, you got your sales license too? He said, yeah, I got My wholesale, I got my wholesales license, so I can get shirts from Shaka's wholesale. Oh man, oh yeah, you all the way in on it then. What kind of dinosaur? Like a T Rex and some Cortez? Yeah, like a T Rex and some Cortez. You know, couldn't nobody kill them dinosaurs. Couldn't nothing kill a dinosaur, bro. Dinosaurs was, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, some Chucks. It could be some Chucks or some Cortez. I used to wear the Cortez too. It wasn't just the essays wearing the Cortez and the SGV. You know that, J Dub. But yeah, yeah, something like that, Brody. Hell yeah, and get some of them pressed up, man. You know, I have Miss Golden. Throw some on. You know, have some of y'all throw them on. We put it on the show. We make a whole video. I make a whole video and just throw it on the show. Straight up, all roundtable members with the dinosaur shirts. Wizard said, J Dub, make some free Do Rock Creek shits. That's right. For sure, Wiz. For all the real ones. That time gonna come, man. That time is gonna come, I'm telling you. Two men said, what about bullets? Can they kill a dinosaur today because they wasn't invented yet? And we know bullets kill. Well, yeah. Bullets can definitely kill some stuff. Um, that's probably the only thing that probably would have been able to take down the dinosaur is some bullets. But just a other predator or any of that, nah. No other predator, nah. Swagged out dinosaur, that's gonna be hard. That's gonna be hard. Man, I can see it now. For real. But y'all think about that though, man. We get them shirts pressed up. You feel me? All the roundtable family, y'all gonna send in little short clip videos. We're gonna clip all those videos together, you know, and uh throw it on up. J Dub say, let me think of how we can do this. We can, the image has to be dope. Exactly. Yeah, yeah. I want the image. I want the image to be hard. You feel me? And nobody else did it neither. So the image got to be hard. It got to stand out. You feel me? It got to make people like, oh man, I want one of those shirts in this color or that color. Like, oh, it has to be inviting to all. All the, you know, the dudes that can relate, the OGs. You got young OGs too that can relate. That can wear them. That can push them. Y'all not forgotten. You feel me? But really, you thinkers. You thinkers, bro. Jake Brown say you are one of the real ones on here, man. For sure, man. I appreciate that. You definitely one of the real ones that push me to keep being real, to keep bringing the real. Feel me? It's all of y'all. It's everybody here at this round table, bro. You feel me? This is consider this to be the new community within YouTube. You feel me? With there's many different communities out there, but this is our community. It's legit. This is a legit community. You feel me? Imagine that. J Dub say, remember the old iceberg shirts? Yeah. Where does it say someone called you an old dinosaur? Now you're owning it. Hey man. Hey, where's look? Look, look, look. I wasn't offended by the term, right? I when I heard the term, right, I was like, yeah, yeah. I'm thinking like I told y'all how I think. I get up and I pace back and forth, right? I can be listening to something, right, on YouTube. I could be watching somebody's show, one of my fellow podcasters. I can be watching them, and I'm pacing back and forth while I'm listening to it. Whatever my thoughts is, I'm taking all this in, right? And I remember hearing that term, and I'm like, yeah. As soon as I heard it, like, yeah, I wasn't offended by that or nothing. Like, we got to take that and make it fly, embrace it. I'm thankful for being at the age, making it to the age that I made it. I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful that I still have breath going through me. That I'm actually here, being able to be here with y'all, engage y'all. There's not a lot of people that does this, that do it. Not humble. You feel me? We not here hurting nobody or causing nobody no problems, man. We come, we kick what we kick, you know. I bring whatever I'm a bring to the round table. You feel me? Y'all bring whatever y'all bring to the round table, man, and everybody is included into the show. All y'all is always included into the show. Think about it. It ain't just me, it's us. It's us. Sonny Boy, that's the bro right there. He said, I'm late, but I'll catch the replay. The SGV always. For real, for real. Jay Brown say, the Do-Rock Creep TV show coming soon. Wizard say, still sharp as a razor blade and highly motivated. Much respect. For real, man. For real, for real. Hey, man, the Creep TV show. I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind that. Y'all all would have to be included in on it though. You feel me? It don't get no realer than that's reality. That's reality TV. Ain't none of this typecast or none of that. All this is real. Our interactions, y'all responses to everything, all my responses to everything. Ain't nothing, rehearsed. It's all real. That's reality TV, right? I got the Sonny. I got to add you, man. Now that I'm able to do it, there you go. That's my bro right there, man. Sonny Boy say, for real, you need a show. J Dub say, Last of the Dinosaurs. Yes, man. Last of the Dinosaurs, bro. Jurassic Park style. And what y'all know about Jurassic Park is probably one of my, like, the series. I'd be on it. For real, for real. Hey, if I did the show, what do y'all think it would be based around? Like, what direction do y'all see me taking a show? And what do you think it'd be based around? I ain't never wrote it. No, Sonny. I ain't never wrote a script, bro. Nah, I've never wrote a script. I remember calling myself trying to write like a book one time, and you know, it was more of a autobiography than anything. J Dub say breathing fresh air. Technology and entertainment. Yeah, man. Technology is great. Technology still amazes me to this day. I'm not gonna lie, right? I've been in prison for so long where they didn't have cell phones and none of that stuff. The last time I was on the streets, the only thing that came close to being a cell phone was the big old block phones with the long antenna. Like all the ballers, the only ones that had those kind. Other than that, and I only seen one person in my hood that had one of them. That's crazy. But other than that, um, um, cell phones and all that didn't exist. So seeing technology in this date and age is crazy to me. And especially what you are able to do. I've learned so much just by utilizing the phone when it comes to technology. It's crazy. Sonny Boy said it would depend because you have the intelligence to write story rhymes so you can put that together. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure if I sat down right and I did something in the form of a movie, I want my life would be the coldest movie ever, right? And that's why I talk about doing the documentary when I get out and including all these videos. Think about I've been putting in work on YouTube, all the videos that I've been blessed to record and upload, create this channel, um, all implemented into a documentary that will continue to exist when I get out. All the wonderful people that I'm meeting through being able to have this platform and the bridges that are being built and created and consolidated from this is historical within itself, which is why I always say the mission continues. You feel me? Wizard said sharing your wisdom with the masses and encouraging people to reach their full potential. Exactly. Exactly. Facts, bro. Facts. That's what we try to be about. You feel me? Not destroying and tearing down and encouraging people to go do, you know, awful things in their community, to themselves, to others. That's out. We not here for that. We actually care. For real, for real. But yeah, man, I think I'm gonna go ahead and get on up out of here, man. You already have a catalog and videos big enough to write books, short films with. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of material out there, bro, and it's a lot that you know, I ain't even spoke on yet. You know, so that's what I said by it will continue to, the story will continue to write itself. You feel me? If I take them stories and all that and put it into movie form, oh man, I'm pretty sure I can come with a million different scenario movies, a million of them, especially from all the stories that I've brought to the round table. You know what I'm saying? And all kind of different scenarios and different stuff that then popped off. You feel me? But yeah, I would love to get, into that form of entertainment as well. I wouldn't shy away from doing movies or being included in that at all. Not at all. You feel me? But yeah, man, I think I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here, man. I've taken up more than enough of y'all time. I appreciate all of y'all as always for showing up, man. Thank you all, man, for becoming my co-host. Y'all did a wonderful job, man, with the engagement. You feel me? Um, y'all always come with bomb, questions and different scenarios about different things, man. And it's always a pleasure to be here at this round table with y'all, man. Thank you all. I appreciate you all. Y'all are the ones that make the show what it is. You feel me? I will continue to show up for y'all. Y'all continue to show up for me, man. And again, to those of y'all that haven't became part of the family, please take this opportunity now to go ahead and subscribe, man. It don't cost you nothing. Come sit at this round table with us. Figure it out. You feel me? You need some help with encouragement. You need to be uplifted. You need to be built. You need to know something about prison and gang culture or whatnot. Come to this round table. We're gonna talk about it. You feel me? And hopefully you leave with a better understanding of things, man. And not just that, but just know you got people that's here for you. You feel me? But on that note, yeah, I'm finna get up out of here, let y'all get back to the rest of y'all night. Hey, like, comment, share, and subscribe to the Swang Low Podcast, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Hit the subscription button if you haven't already did it. You feel me? Y'all take care, stay safe, live in y'all blessings. Let the people know that's in your life you love and appreciate them while you can, because tomorrow is promised to nobody. You feel me? On that note, I love and appreciate you all. Y'all all take care, man. Till the next time we meet at this round table, I love all y'all. Triple game.